Prologue. Once upon a time, there were two hills on this land. On the eastern hill, there was a kingdom of black ants. This is the land of the proud black people who dig the soil, stack stones, and carry a single grain of food for their comrades, come rain or shine. On the western hill, there was a fortress of hornets. This is the land of the brave yellow and black warriors who flutter their wings, carry their venomous stingers, and soar through the sky as if it belongs to them. Between the two hills, there was a large old rock. From the crack in the rock, sweet honey was oozing out. Chapter 1. The Honey Rock, the Spark of Conflict. The summer of that year, King Claude the Black Ant came to gather rock honey with 300 soldiers. However, from the western hill, General Kiba the Hornet appeared. Bring 200 warriors.
Oh, Ant, move aside that honey. From the rock was found by us first. It is a harvesting place passed down through generations by the people of the Western Hill.
General Kiba, listen well. My ant people have been collecting the honey from this rock for 3 generations. It was our grandfather's grandfather who first discovered this rock.
There is no evidence. We were the first to come here now. That is the way of the world.
If you want to use interesting words, then listen, do you call pushing aside the weak reason?
On that day, neither of them backed down. However, on the way back, Claude said this to his subordinate, Kohaku.
Kohaku, starting tomorrow, set up a watch around the rocks. Not a single drop will be given to the bees.
Ha! If the king says so, we have nothing to fear.
Thus, the seeds of conflict have quietly and surely been ignited. Chapter 2. The First Blood. The next day, the hornets headed towards the rock. There, the ant soldiers were waiting in ambush.
Get out of the way, ants.
This is the rock guarded by our King Claude. Not a single step will be allowed.
A conflict has already broken out. 100 soldier ants have fallen. 80 wasps also fell. That night, Claude stood before the fallen soldiers.
You all fought well. I will definitely take revenge for this.
Taking revenge, that is a beautiful word. However, if you take revenge, then new enemies will be born. That chain is quite difficult to stop. Chapter 3. The Elder Master, Shirodo's Question. Claude had an old termite named Shirodo as his master. Once a renowned warrior, now I sit quietly in the earth without going to battle. Claude visited his master.
Master, we cannot afford to give the bees the nectar from the rocks. We have no choice but to continue fighting.
Claude, when was the last time you tasted that nectar? Since the fighting began, no one has been able to gather any nectar. Your soldiers must be hungry too. Let's say we won. Let's say we obtained the honey from the rocks. But can the power spin in a battle that will not return be regained with honey? Can a wounded heart be healed by victory?
However, if I withdraw now, it will show the people the king's weakness. I cannot apologize to those who have died.
Is that to continue fighting for your pride, not for the people?
I don't understand, Master. I no longer understand.
That was an honest word as a king. However, a king with honest words does not necessarily make the right choices. Chapter 4. Kiba's Solitude. On the other hand, General Kiba, the Hornet, was also staring at the rocks alone at night.
Why am I here? Is it because I was commanded by the queen? Is it because I want honey, or because I don't want to lose to the ants? I feel like each of them could be correct. I also feel like each of them could be wrong. A young ant named Kohaku jumped in front of me. He was still like a child, yet he had a desperate look in his eyes. Why was he fighting? Is it for the same reason as me? Or is it for a completely different reason?
When I think about the enemy and ask, why do we fight? That's when doubt first arises. Doubt is not a weakness. It is doubt that serves as the gateway to wisdom. However, that night, doubt ended up remaining just doubt. Chapter 5, The Rock. Finally, the full strength of both armies gathered before the rock. This is the final battle, or so Claude and Kiba both thought.
Kiba, today, let's settle this once and for all. The honey from this rock belongs to us, the ant people. I have no intention of handing it over.
To you, Claude. I have no intention of backing down either. If I lose here today, I won't be able to face my fallen comrades.
At that moment, the rock cracked open. In the midst of the conflict, the rock that no one approached, pressed by ancient roots, cracked from within, finally shattered. The honey flowed out onto the ground, and then absorbed by the soil, it disappeared.
My king, the honey.
What were we fighting for? We are...
Chapter 6, The Unending Scars. Claude and Kiba did not fight that day. They simply stood in front of the rock for a while.
Kiba, what were we fighting for?
I thought it was for the honey, but there is no honey left.
I thought it was for revenge. But while trying to take revenge, I ended up creating more enemies.
A draw, perhaps, but a battle without a victor.
Is not called a draw. It's just empty.
From that day on, the two of them stopped fighting. However, those who are lost do not return. The Eastern Hill has lost its soldiers, and its ability to gather food to survive the winter has been greatly diminished. The Western Hill, too, has faced a harsh season while missing many warriors. Neither side emerged as the victor. Epilogue. The old charade later said to Claude,
In battle, there is a beginning. The end can only be decided by oneself. Dying for pride may be beautiful, but living with pride is a much more difficult struggle.
and there are no winners. It was not the rock, nor the honey, nor the Eastern Hill, nor the Western. Hill only the barren time flowed.